Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. On this channel, we talk about problems people face in their day-to-day lives. Let's start with a video. I have been searching for my lost daughter for 5 years now. If you've been following me or have checked my profile, I have posted a lot about her. You can check out the articles and everything related to her that I posted on my profile. You can check out the whole story behind her disappearance from my post because in this, I will just briefly cover the whole disappearance incident. So yeah, please check that out. And this incident is probably the aftermath of that incident. So if you go chronologically, this post would make more sense, but I will be replying to comments if anyone has anything confused. And yeah, it's my stepdaughter, but our bond is thicker than the blood that runs in her veins. I am her stepmother. Her mother died during a suicide attempt because right after her birth, she suffered from postpartum depression, and I was hired as the nanny by my husband, and over the time I stayed with them full-time, eventually we fell in love with each other and started seeing each other. And our daughter liked my presence, so we decided for our daughter's sake, us getting married quicker made sense. We married after 4 months of our marriage. Rose, our daughter's name, went missing on June 17, 2009. So given this year, it has been 5 years and she was just 4 years old at that time. And now her age is 9 years old. She is pretty much still a baby, but is completely grown up. And toddlers look different from what they look, and she is pretty much reaching her age of puberty. So of course she's going to look really different. And she does. And we know that she's our girl, but still a little confirmation won't hurt. So the police investigated the whole case for several years, found nothing and gave up. We knew she was somewhere out there and always believed that she is still alive and will be coming home soon, so we never gave up. We carried our own investigation and hired detectives who greatly helped us with finding our child. In the past 10 years, our family has gone through so many ups and downs. And to be honest, more downs than we have had ups. First, the death of Rose's biological mother, and then my husband and his brother getting into legal battles, and the whole close-knit family getting ruined. My brother-in-law developing mental issues and being sent away to the mental care institutions, and my sister-in-law running away from home. Me and my husband haven't had a happy moment since. The only thing that is keeping our marriage together is the mutual respect and love we have for each other. Honestly, and more than that, we are not as exciting as the other normal married couple you would find. So my brother-in-law and my husband were business partners, and they both equally took over the inheritance of the company. But with my husband as the better candidate, he had 4% upper hand in the share of business, and my brother-in-law didn't like that. He was the older man of the family and we all lived together, but things started getting worse each day because of a company rivalry between the brothers. My husband tends to have his life together better than my brother-in-law did, so yeah, as you can see the difference in power dynamics, it gave them nothing but started creating frictions after frictions between both of them. Suddenly one day, my sister-in-law caught my brother-in-law cheating. They were high school sweethearts, and she was just heartbroken beyond words after she caught his infidelity. She locked herself inside for several days and never stepped out. She got in contact with the divorce lawyer and asked for nothing in settlement, just wanted a divorce from my brother-in-law. She never confirmed it, but we all have seen bruises on her body and face hidden under all that makeup. He was a monster to her in every way. And not only did he break her heart, but also broke her soul completely. He was an abusive a-hole cheater who had the heart of the devil. And then again, after divorce, she left the house with a note saying not to look for her or she would commit suicide in front of every one of us. We never kept in contact with her, nor did we hear from her or see her. Another family member was lost that way. This was 3 months after my daughter went missing. Our brother-in-law was the biggest suspect, but he never got caught in anything, and we didn't get a single clue that supported the narrative of brother-in-law playing a big part in the whole kidnapping of Rose. After my sister-in-law left us and everything started happening, we saw a loss in our business due to the instability of my brother-in-law. It was a collective decision from the BOD to kick him out of the firm. My husband opposed it, but the behavior of his brother was getting worse and worse day by day, and none of us could defend him, nor could we save him. He was depressed about himself from what we know from the therapist and people who took care of him. He was miserable about him cheating on his wife. Earlier that year, they went through an abortion, so that really weakened the love between both of them. Loss of child, wife, and fortune really broke him to pieces and drove him completely crazy. And he got into bad habits and later developed A-grade schizophrenia. It is a disorder where the person starts hallucinating and seeing things that ain't there. He would talk about seeing our runaway sister-in-law and a walking fetus, and sometimes he would mention Rose too. Before the whole family went into ruins, he and Rose were really close, and they would actually spend more time than my husband and Rose did together. Even though we had suspected him kidnapping Rose, we couldn't believe it either. He loved her way too much for doing bad stuff to her, and she was just 4 years old back then. But last time she was seen with him at least 15 minutes before she disappeared. For a little backstory on her disappearance, we were having a birthday party for her in the front garden, which is literally next to the main road. She was there one moment playing with balloons. Next, she just disappeared into thin air. We suspected that she was taken in a black car, which didn't belong to us because that was the only vehicle around, and after everyone started searching for Rose, the car had disappeared from that place. This is what exactly went down on 17th of June around 1:15 in the afternoon. And after that, in the span of 8 months, half of our family is gone. Now it's just me and my husband left. We tried so hard to find her, and later, then our brother-in-law's condition worsened. He was sent away to the mental institution, and he is still there. He just refuses to bring himself out. He has gotten used to that place so much that it feels like home to him. So enough of the backstory, let's come back to today's update. My sister-in-law showed up out of nowhere, and she had a child with her. She has the same hair as Rose. The voice has gotten shriller, and she looks more and more like her biological mother. She is tall and has a very thin body frame. But you can see she's not scared, but completely stoic. She has lost her bubbly personality, and she is nothing like the 4-year-old Rose. It feels like we skipped the last 5 decades of her life, and she showed up again, but as a completely new and different person. We are all overwhelmed and surprised, and it all feels like one of those dreams where we thought that she would show up in her blue dress that she wore on that day, and everything in our family would go back to normal. We brought them in and immediately called the police commissioner and informed him about the whole reappearance of Rose and our sister-in-law. Both of them are quiet. Rose seems surprised to see all of us again, and I can feel through her hugs and kisses that she really missed us. I don't know anything of this that is happening and can't even confirm whether it's a dream or reality of this happening, and as it is really late night, the police who took the case would be coming over tomorrow to question my sister-in-law. And we have been keeping an eye on her to make sure that she doesn't disappear again. And for Rose, we'll be taking her to therapy first and focus on her healing. We are really overjoyed about everything that's been happening and just don't want to get our happiness up to the sky before this whole case gets closed. So I will update once after tomorrow and close this account once and for all. So today, the whole legal team was at our house, and before saying about the details of today, yesterday night, when I went to give food to my sister-in-law, she assured me nothing wrong happened to Rose, and she was always kept with her own care and security, and she asked for my forgiveness when I tried to ask more questions, and she just refused and said that she would answer about everything in front of the police and surrender herself to them. So the legal team came to our house office, where they recorded my sister-in-law's statement regarding the case. So yeah, our suspect of BIL, kidnapping our daughter, was true, but he meant no harm. But just wanted to get my husband worked up to surrender his property to him and secure him a better place in the company. And after they lost the baby, they couldn't stand being around Rose. They wanted to have Rose all to themselves, and they despised her as well because of her. My husband's first wife killed herself. It is all messed up, I know, but they wanted the money and Rose, so after taking both away, they could start a new life somewhere far away. But the plan was destroyed when my brother-in-law was caught cheating. My sister-in-law took it upon herself to take the money and Rose and start a new life herself. So she used my brother-in-law and did what she wanted to do. For 5 years, she stole my daughter from me and robbed me from being a part of her childhood. There was never a place where I didn't cry myself to sleep thinking of my baby, and this selfish woman had to steal from me? When she was asked about why she thought of returning, she said that she never really saw the same love from my daughter towards her and felt miserable about it each day, so she decided to give up and redeem herself. Her husband is in a mental institution, and she will be in jail. What a perfect ending to both of them, honestly. Sometimes I regret coming to this side of Reddit, but what they did was just horrible. I have been following OP for a while, so I know how desperate they have always been for their daughter, and knowing the snakes were from inside the family, it just feels so horrible. And I can just read the whole sad undertone of the post. Hope things get happier, and yeah, shut this page because it will make you feel more miserable, honestly. I'm a 15-year-old girl. My stepsister, 15, did not want new siblings, which I kind of understand because she used to be an only child with 2 very rich parents that gave her whatever she wanted. Now, instead of living with her mom, 40s, she has to share a house with me, my older sister, 17, my little brother, 13, and my dad, 40s. She's fine with my dad, though. She just kind of doesn't like having us around. She doesn't like to share anything. Some of it I get. It's the clothes her dad bought her. Dad says that she doesn't have to share them. Okay, fine, I guess. However, why can't she share some soda or grapes or chips? And it's just her. My sisters and brothers and I share our food with each other, and her if she wanted it. My sister also shares her clothes and makeup. I don't even ask. I just take it, and she does the same with me. I asked my stepsister, and she won't ever let me. Also, she's really touchy. I made a joke about her waking up with a bedhead one day, literally something I've said to my sister a million times, and she freaked out. Told me that she can fix her hair, but I always look bad because my mom never taught me basic hygiene. Yeah, because my freaking mom died. I told her at least my mom loves me. Her dad's down the street, but only sees her once a month. She cried. My stepmom and my dad made us both apologize to each other. I forgave her because siblings say shitty things sometimes, but she hasn't liked me ever since. Not that it makes a difference because she never wanted to hang out before. I asked her to watch a movie or go to the mall, but she refused. So, all of that backstory, my stepsister had been attending a different school last year when my parents moved in together. However, since we both transferred to high school, we had to attend the same school. Well, my schools are pretty big, so this wasn't an issue for most of it. However, recently, my stepsister wanted to join the same club as me. I was irritated, but whatever, I don't own the club. However, at her first meeting, she saw that a lot of people were talking to me, so she came over smiling. She said hi and started introducing herself as my sister. I said no, she's not. She's my stepsister, and we're not close at all. Then I kept the conversation moving. She was really upset with me. She ran home and snitched to my parents. They were mad, but I explained that she didn't act like a sister. She acted like a stranger. Fine, whatever, her prerogative. But that means she can't have the benefits of having siblings either. They grounded me. My friends think I'm fine, but my dad looked really disappointed, so I don't know. AITA? ESH. No one is respecting boundaries. Everyone is giving into the childish urge to hurt others. And you refuse to see and try to live life at home differently because we've always done it this way. Also, siblings shouldn't be talking like that to one another in moments of anger. Banter, where mutually insulting each other for fun, is done with the understanding it has no actual meaning. This is not that. This is bullying. We're all 25 years old. I work 3 days a week from Monday to Wednesday. I'm gone for the entirety of those days and usually get back either very late on Wednesday or sometime on Thursday if I'm too far from home to travel back after work. My girlfriend and I live together and usually order 3 meals each week. They are meant for 2 people, but there's always leftovers, so the meals pretty much last almost a full week. My girlfriend still goes shopping every Friday after she's back from work, and since the pandemic started, she's taken our friend Max with her. We all went to the same school. Now, after some months, my girlfriend started inviting Max for dinner on those days when I'm not home. She doesn't like being by herself and says she needs a reason to cook, and Max helps her with that. I don't mind the fact that she invites him. What bothers me is that when I get home, I either have to eat leftovers, frozen pizza. The meals we order are always around $40. And then there's also the grocery bill, which my girlfriend and I split equally. We've gotten into a rather unrelated argument, but it led up to me saying, I don't get why I pay half the grocery bills if I don't even get to eat most of it. It ticked her right off, and she blamed me for never helping her with groceries, shopping, and saying that if I'd cook with her like Max does, I'd be able to have a nice meal instead of warming up frozen stuff or eating at my parents' place. She's been really furious about my comment and hasn't talked to me since that. AITA? I wanted to keep the post short to what the issue was and didn't expect so many people solely focusing on the fact that she's spending time with a dude. Max and my girlfriend have been best friends since they were 11, and they've always been this close with each other. Max and I have known each other since birth pretty much because our parents are close friends. Max has offered me to pay for groceries, but I declined because he was invited, and making him pay for something he's been invited to is a dick move in my eyes. He does buy a lot of things for us and is equally spending time at our place when I'm around as well. Not just when I'm not around. He usually just doesn't have dinner with both of us because he doesn't want to be a burden and wants us to have time to ourselves since I'm out so much. He, as a person, is not the issue at all. I don't get why a girl spending time with a dude immediately means she's cheating. Maybe that's a problem and you need to work on your trust issues. LOL. I actually don't think there's enough information here. It seems like your girlfriend is doing all the shopping and cooking and you're cross that you have to eat frozen pizza. Is that right? How much shopping and cooking do you do? Is it half?